Let's do number 2, which is the inside Willis, because we did outside Willis, and we did inside Silhig yesterday, which is 2, 1, and 3. So we'll do number 2 for that. We'll do parallel 2 because we did 1 yesterday, which was the knee pull. So we'll do the combo today. So and we're going to do it all from this combo. So you're going to be practicing this combo the whole time. So this is just a way to get in. And once we're in that trapping range, if our opponent stays there in grappling range, you grab. Oh, and we'll do catch 1 as well, right? So first, we'll do KDM 1 first, right? So that one's pretty standard, right? And we have to do it on both arms. Right? Outside figure 4 is not interesting. It's how we practice outside figure 4, right? So I'm not going to actually complete the takedown. I'm going to take the entry. You can complete the takedown if you like. We're going to work on that towards the later end. I try to reduce the amount of time we're actually on the ground, right? So that we can condition. Now, I think that you should practice on mats, but I also think you should practice on hard surfaces too. And then ideally you should, if you're really serious about utilizing this material, you should be doing it on concrete at some point. I have the greatest respect of Hanshi Ferrick, Marty Ferrick over in Florida, Fort Lauderdale. His system is called Missouri Jiu-Jitsu. You cannot get a black belt from him unless you do all of your throwing and falling on asphalt. There's very few jiu-jitsu schools, and I'm talking about Japanese jiu-jitsu or judo, where they're throwing where they do that. And the thing is that who's going to get in a fight inside of a matted floor? I mean, unless you're in a psych ward, that's probably not going to happen. Otherwise, you're training. So once you do that, you'll realize that the slapping is not the greatest idea. Who's tried to do ukemi on concrete or asphalt? Anybody? Slapping, real good idea? Awesome. It's kind of so-so. And if you don't have it perfect, you're a good chance you're going to break your ring finger or your pinky finger or shatter your elbow if you don't have it right. So I do recommend that you do that with the caveat that you need to do it with a great deal of care and sensitivity and safety, maybe a ponytail, some nice music, some tea, obviously. But you need to take care. You need to be safe because it's very easy for you to break stuff on concrete, and if your body's not used to it. So what I used to do, which probably would freak people out when they would see me do it, I used to wear sweaters and stuff when I would work out. This is probably about 15 years ago, a little longer than that. It was in the 90s. So I would put on hoodies. I put on a hoodie and I put on thick sweatpants, right? And I would go running, and then I would practice all my rolls while I was jogging on the asphalt to get my body used to it. And I would go slow. I would drop and I would do super, super slow. And my theory was that my body will change if I put it under certain stresses. But that doesn't mean I need to dive into the shark tank, right? You start in the kiddie pool and then move up. So if that's something that you're serious about, you're going to be grappling or throwing people to the ground or getting thrown to the ground, you need to do it on concrete at some point in your training. Does that make sense? But right now we don't need to do that so much because this is, although it's rubber, it's not soft, right? So just take care of your training part because we have a whole day of training. Yeah. So the first one, I go 1, I go 2, I go 3, I go 4, and the easy low-hanging fruit is this here, right? Here's the cool thing, right? So if I do this right, I can do my hit and trap him and then do this. But if I want him to block with his hand so that I can get the other one, right? I come through here, I'll pull this way so that the hand will come out, right? So that I can grab it and I can take this side if I want that, right? Does that make sense? So I want you to be able to get into that position, right side or left side. You should be able to lock someone by pushing them, by being pushed, by striking them, by being struck, by blocking their attack or them blocking your attack, or just grabbing them, or being grabbed, right? If you can do that with a reasonable amount of variable stimulus, what we would call reflex training, then you come close to mastering that lock. Close. I didn't say mastering it, but you come close. Because most people, it's like this. Ha! And then the other person does a lock, right? That's nice, right? But we need to be able to do it from everything else, right? Does that make sense? And the important ones, like if you're doing any kind of restraint, what they call restraint and control, I need to be able to do it while I'm coming up and grabbing. So I need to be able to go like this, walk by you, grab you, and then do the lock, right? Because that's how Russian control practices are taught in some places, right? So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I go this way, or I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go this way. Right? Does that make sense? That's the KDM. Now, seduction. I go this way, here, here, here. I pull this way here, right? And then what I want to do is come to this position here so that I can bring him in, right? So either I'm going to bring him in this way or I'm going to bring him in this way. So that what I have is I want him to fall into me. Does that make sense? That's my leading astray. This is what I need. I don't want to have to pull him hard, because if I'm having to pull him hard, he'll resist hard. Does that make sense? So what I'm getting to is this. I come through here and maybe I pummel this way. And so I'm going to do this so he's starting to fall. Right? And so as he gets to here, position so that I can throw. Does that make sense? I want him to fall into me. I don't want to have to go and then do that, because that's going to be too much work for me. Right? Does that make sense? A good way to jack up your shoulder if you have sensitive shoulders. Right? So again, I come through here like this, here, right? And then I'll come in this position here and I'll have him fall into. Does that make sense? Yeah? That's your negotiator throw. This high hook here, you can do across the waist if you like. You can do a tricep grab. And you're going to pull into you, and then you're going to block this hip if I'm throwing this way, or block that hip if I'm throwing the opposite way. So I'm just coming here like this and getting him to fall over my hip. Now, I don't care about E-pone, so you can go around my hip or over my hip. I just want him to fall. So you practice those two. Yeah? All right.